King says she went to New York to see Mark. And Kandi is a realist. Kandi said, did he ask you to come? I told him I was thinking about coming, and he said, yeah, he wanted us to come. That wasn't the truth. That wasn't the truth at all. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. This is Being Simone Iman, and I'm Simone Iman. And over here, we do a little bit of everything. If this is your first time watching, I do show reviews, movie suggestions, product hauls, product reviews, a little health and beauty, a little hair. So this is my personal diary, whatever I'm feeling at the moment. So if those are things you're interested in or you're feeling my vibe, please give me a subscribe, click, and also hit the notification bell so that you know anytime I upload new content. Today we are doing a review and we're going to make it fashion, honey. I don't look like this all the time, so I ain't gonna hold you, I ain't gonna spoil you. But I hadn't looked like this in a while, and I just was feeling like I needed to give my girls a zhuzh for the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 13 premiere. So let's hop into it. They open up talking about, I'm not in focus, COVID. Now I am. And I don't even want to say that word because it just don't make me happy. But they talk about how they've been in quarantine, and Ken says it had her in like a depressed state. And then Cynthia says that she was in quarantine in LA with Mike and the girls. And then we start talking about George Floyd and how she and the girls and Mike protested in LA. And then we get into Kandi talking about racial injustice and how it affected her, seeing that. And then we get to the star room, Porsha Luther King. And I love this confessional look for Porsha. This whole lace embellished zhuzh with the hair wrap to match and the natural pony. Like, she's giving Cash Doll up top with the natural pony. I just love the look. But most importantly, I love that she felt like she had to activate her activism, and she got out there on the front lines. And they go into some first-hand footage that I've seen because I follow her on social media. But if you don't, it was good for viewers to see just how, you know, enthralled and engaged she was in actually protesting. And then it shows her getting like sprayed with tear gas, and Dennis is right there. Hey Dennis, experienced it with her. And it was just a whole moment, and it let us know that this is something that's really going on, you know. And she's using her platform to, even though this has somewhat died out in the media, to bring it more to light. And it's, you know, we need to see that. We love to see it because there's much more to black women than going out to eat and going shopping and beefing. Okay, like, we're not a monolith. They play her political commentary, and it kind of gives us where we're headed, if not for the rest of the season, at least for the next few episodes. I feel like, okay, this is what Porsha's going to talk about. Then we got a Cynthia, and this is an actual filming type of situation, and she's hosting the women outside of her home, and it's Kandi and Marlo, and Kandi shows up. And first, okay, look, let's talk about titty scent. I am not a prude. I know I got it up to the neck right here, but I love a good booty short. I love a good cleavage moment. But there's just something about these women wearing their breasts out the way that they do that has me thinking. You know, like, it's like with Cynthia, it was like tied up in the front. And yes, they have nice breasts. They pay for them. They better be great. You know, that's what you pay for. They better look like 2 milk duds straight from Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. Like, they better look good. But do we need to see them? Even her confessional look, I feel like with Kandi, I can almost see her areola in her confessional look. Y'all drop down in the comments, tell me about these titties. I wasn't feeling it. Marlo pulls up, and y'all know Marlo do the most. Marlo got a thermometer taking people temperatures and shit. Like, bitch, I need to make sure you ain't got no fever. And I love it. She's hilarious. She actually coined Porsha Luther King at this outing, and I think we're gonna be calling Porsha Luther King for the rest of the season. Okay, too hilarious. I don't know why they won't get that girl a peach, child. Kandi says that she took a throat COVID swab, and that's the kind that I want. I don't want them sticking that shit up my nose. And she says that it wasn't that bad, and it's Todd said it's because she got a deep throat. And look, these women is old, but they is some big old freaks Word to Meg. Okay. Cynthia says she gained 20 pounds in 4 months, y'all. When quarantine started, I had put that on the brain. I'm not gaining weight during this quarantine. I was already big enough. I had just had a baby. I don't see how they did that. Sit up and let themselves gain that much weight. Marlo asked about Kenya, and they said that she had been acting away. Like she wasn't herself. But she picked up that phone like she was happy. And then we switched the scenes to Kenya, and she says that she's also gained COVID weight. And you can see it in her face. Kenya done gained some weight. She said she gained 30 pounds. She said that her last time in New York with Mark basically was horrible, and that he was mean, as he always is, and that in the last 6 months her marriage has gone further down the hole. I could have predicted it. That man is not madly in love with her the way you gotta be in order to keep that shit going. And you won't always be in the greatest of love with your significant other. I know that. It won't be that way. But it's a certain kind of respect you gotta have, at least for the relationship, if nothing else, that you just don't talk to her a certain way, or you handle her feelings with more care than he seems to do. It's just cringy. She in the car, and she says she's on the way to her attorney's office, and then her next confessional look pop up, and she looked like a Monique Samuels dude from Potomac, and I'm not feeling it. But last season, Kenya hair was all popped off around her leave out. So she probably doing braids for protective styling. But I ain't like her Nubian braids. It was a whole try and a whole miss for me. She just looks heavy too. I don't like to go in on people on their weight though, y'all. So that's not a read. It's just observation. She says that she's a great communicator, and then they play the B-roll footage of how she talks to people like a dog, and I'm like, oh, okay, if that's what you call communicating. And Mark basically isn't. She says that all this smoke and fires everywhere else, like she got smoke for everybody but Mark. When it comes to Mark, she walking on eggshells, and she a little quiet little church mouse, and that's not her. And she just can't be herself with him, so she don't need to be with him at the end of the day. She says they don't have a prenup, and I'm like, girl, the way she talk about Kenya Moore hair care and her pedigree as an actress, how you didn't get no prenup? The fuck? Him too. He got all these restaurants and shit. He didn't get no prenup. That was just irresponsible of them. She said she bought a car while they were married, and that she had already paid for her house in cash in full before she got with him. So none of that was on the table. She was just worried about custody with Brooklyn, and that's what she needs to be worried about, okay? She says that he's never had Brooklyn alone by himself, and I think that's kind of funny. Like, I get it, she's a little girl and he lives out of town, but she ain't never stayed with her daddy by herself. I don't know, what is that giving? I think it's weird. She said that when they go visit him, she stay at a hotel. Y'all, this is just too much. You are not married to that man. Then the producers asked her at her confessional with the yellow dress what his relationship is like with his other kids, and she refused to answer. You say a lot by not saying nothing. Okay, you say everything we need to know by not saying anything at all. And then her lawyer is basically like you got two options: get a divorce or get a actual separation agreement and talk about how y'all gonna deal with Brooklyn in that agreement. But that's what you gotta do. And then once they seem like they are not filming anymore, I like the attorney. He just gets down to the nitty gritty. Like, girl, you need to strap up and fight back. Like, this nigga got you in here weak and crying. Like, get over it. I feel like she has lost a lot of like her bite back, which I mean it's not a bad thing. You want to see people, especially like Kenya, become a better person, but he's Saucy Santana and her, he walking her like a dog. And it's like, at what point do she say enough is enough? Like, I get it, he's like, you know, celebrity women, black women especially, once y'all achieve so much, you want to say you have a family. I feel like Kandi is like that too, but you picked the wrong dude, and that's okay. I think that she just doesn't want to seem like he doesn't want her, because she's had a lot of issues with not being wanted in her past. But anyway, we get to Porsha Luther King, and she goes to Louisville to protest, and she and Dennis are together, and she says that she had remembered marching with her grandfather at 6 years old, and the KKK was like throwing rocks at them and calling them the N-word and stuff like that. And it's just all the things that you experience in your life lead up to certain moments, and I feel like that's what's going on with Porsha. Then we get to Kandi and her family, and they're washing Riley's car, and baby Blaze is here. She's so cute. She looks just like Kandi, and Riley has her new nose. Y'all know kids is off limits, but I don't like it. It's giving Latoya Jackson, Michael Jackson. Why did Kandi let her do this? I don't like it. Anyway, Riley's talking about going to college in New York, and she's going to NYU, and we know she wants to be an entertainment lawyer. And she says that she feels like it's only right for her father to start contributing, which in the grand scheme of things is. But you know, I watch another show with a girl on TV, and her baby daddy be going at it financially. And sometimes men feel like when women have a certain amount of success, then they don't, because they don't have as much success, they don't have to contribute. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care how much millions Kandi got, it don't absolve the fact that he should have been taking care of his child. And I think Riley, but more specifically Kandi, if he had just been present in Riley's life, she probably wouldn't have tripped so much on the financial part, because she could do it. She could afford to take care of her on her own and give her a great life. But the fact that he was absent on top of that, you know, that kind of adds the insult to the industry. The insult to injury. She said that Block called her and kind of was like basically calling her a broke B, and Todd looked like he had said what he said. Like Todd had that real gangster Bronx, New York look on his face, like, oh, wait till I catch his ass in the streets. Kandi was like, he ride around in Bentleys. Like, Block wrong with two left shoes, y'all. When they play that B-roll footage of him and him having conversations with her, and Riley said, you saw my birth certificate, he had nothing to say. Then he having other kids and he taking care of them. Like, we can't blame Riley, we can't blame Kandi. It's Block. It's not Mama choice, it's Block. He wrong for that. Basically when Riley was talking to her mom, she was just like, you know, I have other people in my life where I don't really need him. She's a good stepdad. Todd is very present, active with the children and the family. Like, what I need him for. And I feel you, sis. I've been there, done that. Todd talks about him and Kayla and how they had distance, and how you really gotta like put it on the pavement. You gotta do the work to build relationships with kids once you've been absent for a while. If you don't put that work in, you really can't expect much. It's not just about the finances, it's about being there. We go back to Porsha, and she's protesting, and she talks about how they don't give all the information about where they're going because there might be a mole amongst them. And that's that Tamika Mallory, baby. Okay, Tamika Mallory, if it's one thing about Tamika, she know how to protest. Okay. And then Porsha has this henna tattoo on her neck, and I love it. It's a look. It's very much a look. We go to Cynthia, and then Cynthia goes to visit Kenya at her home, and Kenya has construction going on. Kandi pulls up. She's building a pool, and rich people shit. She's building a pool in a playground area for her children. They go in the house, and they start talking about how they're doing, and Kandi said it took her 5 hours to fold some clothes. They must not have washed in a long time. King said she went to New York to see Mark, and Kandi is a realist. Kandi said, did he ask you to come? I told him I was thinking about coming, and he said, yeah, he wanted us to come. That wasn't the truth. That wasn't the truth at all. King said that within a day he was talking to her nasty, and she just realized then that they probably needed to do something about their relationship. It basically seemed like, and I feel like that's what Kandi was getting at, you're chasing him. Like, he's the prize, and you constantly have to bend over backwards and be more of what you probably want or think he wants of you, and he's not giving you that same energy. So it's like, why are you in this? This man is basically telling you he don't want you. Kandi and Cynthia, I think they're giving her the right feedback, but she seems, you know, she seems open to it, but then she also seems like she doesn't want to make her fairy tale now a nightmare, and she's still holding on. And it's like, why? Especially when she says he doesn't see anything wrong with how he treats her. And Cynthia's like, he talks to her like a dog. Like, that's just not something I'm signing up for, and much less sticking around for at the end of the day. We go to Cynthia, and Cynthia's with Mike. And y'all, why Cynthia and Mike talk about sex so much? I swear, y'all, I am not approved, but it's just something about them that is just weird. Like, we get it, they're 50 plus. Is their sex drive that high? Like, I'm concerned. She says quarantine did take a toll on their relationship, but they made it out on the other side stronger. I love, same here. And then they start talking about this wedding, and Mike Hill got it together. Like, is it about the wedding or is it about the marriage? For Cynthia, it's about the wedding. It's about social media. It's about her image and her footing on the show. She is more interested in having a wedding on television than she is with just being married to Mike Hill. And he heard it. It was plain and simple. It wasn't much more for her to say. It's for the show. It's for show. And I feel like that's tacky. People are literally dying, and y'all want to have a wedding with 250 people? Could she not have chosen 50 important people to be there when they got married? 50 is still a lot. Like, it wasn't 10. That said a lot about Cynthia to me. That was shallow as shit. It really was. And then we go back to Porsha, and it's, you know, they're sitting at the Attorney General's house, and I think that was the first time she was arrested, but she goes to jail. And then we go back to Kandi, and Cynthia calls Kandi, and they talk about the fact that Porsha went to jail, and the girls all say they're proud of her. Porsha gets let out of jail, and then the producers asked Porsha what was her biggest takeaway from her experience in going to jail, and she said that I'm gonna do it again. Power to the people. Anyway, it was a slow premiere. You know, we didn't get to see Drew or Latoya, but it was this is where we are, this is what to expect premiere. We'll see what season 13 of Housewives of Atlanta gives y'all. You know, there's no Nene this year, so then there's that, but it's supposed to be jam-packed with a lot of things, especially like Cynthia's bachelorette. It's supposed to be off the chain, and I'm just interested to see what the ladies are gonna give, especially since they've like added some youth and shaking up the cast. They say that, you know, the friends of the franchise like Shamia and Tanya, they're all Marlo playing a bigger part in what's going on in the storyline and stuff like that. So hey, y'all, if y'all want to keep up with what's going on with Real Housewives of Atlanta, a good place to start is Peach Report Daily on IG. Go follow them. Anyway, y'all, that's all I have. Like I said, if you're new here, please be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I upload weekly about something. I don't know what it's gonna be about, but hey, it's something. Also, happy holidays to you all. We're gonna have a very Merry Christmas, and I just look forward to doing more of these down the road. And 2021 is going to be a very good year for me. I'm claiming it, I'm naming it. Look out for your girl, because we got things going. Let's grow, family. Anyway, I'll see y'all in my next video.